Your Excellencies, Charge d'Affaires of Qatar Mission to China, Mr. Ahmed Henry, distinguished guests, fellow bankers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and privilege for me to be integrally part of this interesting and important meeting. I was in China in 2007 for the inauguration. The skyline has changed in Shanghai. The world is going through extraordinary changes. This is change in phase of the world. Change in phase of the financial service. Change on account of globalization. Change on account of the deregulation to over-regulation. Change on account of the consumerism. This is a new world order. This new world order creates new opportunities as well. China has marched ahead of Japan in terms of global GDP ranking. It's now the second largest world economy today. After the United States of 13 trillion, now it is China, which ranks number 2. Extraordinary feat of achievements. Exemplary fiscal prudence. Exemplary monetary prudence and measurements. Truly, China is becoming true economic powerhouse. Conceptually, this new world order is real opportunities for real economies. Look at the fiscal prudence of China. It's coasting beautifully over the last 30 years plus, over 9% growth. We also have had industrial expansion in a progressive form, infrastructure creation in every part of the Chinese territory and province. We have seen inflation is very much under control. This crisis itself is a testimony how China has administered the system so prudently in real substance and real order. Throughout this crisis in the last 2 years, we have seen the liquidity was well managed. They have increased the cash reserves to as good as 16% to make sure, in spite of the changing face of the world, in spite of the macroeconomic insulation, there is no deeper impact of the global financial crisis. Result, we have reported, even this year, first quarter, over 11%, 11.3%, and second quarter, 10.8%. China needs soft landing in terms of global economics. The growth is given. Clearly, there are continuing evidence for us to see by 2025, China will be the single largest economy in terms of global GDP. That is the progressive vision. That is the change in face of the world. That is why, world over, there are new alignments, new partnership evolving to make sure the growth in the emerging markets is synergized with the real economies like the Gulf states. This new world order, financial economies are converting into real economy. In form and substance, they have to convert. That is why G7 has become G8. G8 is becoming G20. Today, the emerging economies incrementally adding over 65% of the GDP growth. That is why you need China in the world order. You need India in the world order. Indonesia in the world order. You need New Mexico, South Africa, name it, Brazil. These are substance we have to see in real order, changing the global dynamics. Without inclusive growth of these emerging economies, you cannot deliver long-term prosperity or even sustainable recovery for the planet. That's what the lesson we have learned. That's what the new mission is all about. You have to fix the global governance. You have to bring in new alignment in terms of accounting models. You have to bring in new valuation methods. You need to bring in new liquidity framework. You need to bring in clear global realignment in terms of regulatory frame, integration, unifying these projects are integral part of the global recovery. Politics and economics is converging to bring in global growth from the contraction to real growth. That is the state we are in. Quantitative easing, printing money and supplying the money has improved the liquidity. This liquidity has stimulated the market space. That's why the stock market was booming in 2009. The real economy, like China, has been responding to the challenge, and it is changing to make sure it's sustaining its credibility as a performer. Developed economies were contracting throughout the crisis. Now, still, the world is realizing is not coming out of the recession. In fact, in my personal, professional opinion, we are due for a double-dip recession. While we are due for double-dip recession, real economies will recover the world because of the sustainable, intrinsic macroeconomic indicators. And that's what we are witnessing today. Countries like India, China, Brazil, again, some of the Gulf states, as a real economy, sustaining a moderate growth. Countries like China is outperforming the rest of the world. This new opportunity, it can be synergistic to make sure this crisis, the world crisis, can be converted into an opportunity for the long-term prosperity of real economies. Those who have to convert from financial economies to real have to convert. The real economies can redefine the substance and forms. That's what we are witnessing today. One such real economy is the Gulf states.